Hello, my dear students. Today we'll be starting up with a new topic, that is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Now, this is going to be very important thing, and this is a real marketing stuff. So please pay high attention because now we have moved from the basic marketing concepts to the advanced marketing concepts. So today we'll be starting with the very first thing, that is your segmentation. We'll be starting with the segmentation stuff. Now, what do you understand by this segmentation? Segmentation is something when a group of customers is been targeted to sell a particular type of a product that is said to be a segmentation. Let's see with an example that what we understand by the segmentation, and before that, let's see the definition. The process of dividing the market into the homogeneous market or a similar need based on some variable is known as a segmentation. Fine. Do you understand that? They are talking about what? They are talking about the homogeneity and the similar needs, that is known as a segmentation. Now, for an example, there are group of a people in a society, and if you want to target a auto segment, fine, we are talking about a auto segment, then what would be the example? Say for example, one segmentation could be persons those who are looking for the basic transportation. All right, persons those who are looking for the high performance of the cars. Third, those who are looking for a luxury, and fourth, those who are looking for a safety. Now, every type of a car is available into the market. Say for an example, people looking for a basic transportation may buy Alto. Persons those who are looking for a high performance may buy Civic. Person those who are looking for a luxury may buy Skoda. And person those who are looking for a safety may buy the SUV type of cars. For an example, somebody may buy Volvo. So a single car segment can be divided into variables, fine, a different variables, that is known as a segmentation. Okay, now here we see the consumers to particular segment are believed to be quite similar in their needs and wants. Fine, what are the advantages for this? If a company is following a segmentation, what will be the advantages? The first is that there will be a few competitors. All competitors are not selling a product in a same all the segment. Definitely, all companies are selling their products in a particular or in a selective segments. Second, company can offer a particular to each segment. They can offer a particular type of a product to a particular segment, so there will be less amount of a competition. Third, choice of distribution of channel and communication become easier. Fine, when you know that whom you are selling, so the first is your channel becomes easier, that is your channel of distribution, retailer, wholesaler, dealer, distributor. And second is communication. When I say communication in marketing, most of the times it becomes what? It is your advertising or the sales promotion. So that becomes easier when I know that who is my customer. So I'll be targeting my product and I'll be targeting my advertisement campaigns and my promotional techniques to a particular customer only. Hence, my communication will become very easier to sell my products to the consumer. Okay, now here comes my first answer. I hope all your doubts are clear. If you want to revise, let's revise it. It will take a moment. For example, what segmentation means? Segmentation means when an entire market is divided into different forms. Fine, when it has been divided into a different homogeneous forms and a similar need, that is known as a segmentation. For example, luxury cars. For example, basic needs car. For example, safety cars. For example, a high performance car. So there is a market, and this market is divided into the different similar type of a needs of a consumer. All right, this is known as a segmentation. Now, obviously this is going to happen when I made this pie chart. So this is obvious that there will be many amount of people who those who are looking for a basic car. There will be a very few amount of a people those who are looking for a safety car. There will be a bit more people those who are looking for a luxury car, and there will be high amount of a people those who are looking for a high performance car. So obviously this would be there that a company that are selling a basic transportation will be having a huge amount of a customers, and the company those who are selling a safety products, for example like Volvo, there would be very few amount of a competitors. All right, I hope now it's clear. Let's go with the next one. Now, my answer number one's come here, that is a level of segmentation. Now, what do we understand by the levels of segmentation? When I say levels of segmentation means that whom I want to target, who's my target customers, all right, or what would be my segmentation of the marketing. So the very first thing, now please look here very carefully. The diagram would be a reverse diagram. Fine, this is how my this would be going upon, hierarchy would be going upon. First, I would be talking about the mass segmentation, where all the consumers are being sold with a one type of a product, that is known as a mass segmentation. Then it would be segmentation, and slowly and gradually will be moving downwards. Let's see mass segmentation. I'll start with an example. Say for an example, products like salt are being sold to the masses. Fine. You cannot sell salt on the basis of money somebody is having. Somebody will not say, oh, I have more money, so I will eat more salt. Or somebody who is having a middle money won't say that I would be having a limited salt. No, because salt is something that is add to taste. Fine, money doesn't matter over here, because first thing, it is not a very expensive product. Second thing, there are no varieties available. There is a very limited amount of a variety available in the salt. Fine, so this is not going to happen. Another example here is added by the Henry Ford, that when Henry Ford launched its first car, that was known as the Model T, what he did, he only launched in one color, and that was in the black color. And he said that customer will definitely buy this car because there is only black color was available to buy for them, and they didn't had any other color choices. Hence, this will reduce the cost of the production, and person will be forceful to buy this kind of a product. Its cost has been reduced, hence increase the profit of the company. Fine, what you can do, you can add, so you can find certain kind of a product, and we can discuss on the Google Classroom. The first example is I gave it, first can be a salt, and second, it's a way back example of a car, that is a Model T car by the Henry Ford. Okay, now let's go with the second one, that is a segment marketing. We just discussed about that what are the segmentation and how company can make different segmentation. Now segmentation example is again here what we have discussed about, that is a people looking for a basic transportation, people looking for a high performance car, people looking for luxury, or people looking for a safety car. All right, now this is how a segmentation can be done. Now there are certain advantages of a segmentation, as I just mentioned, that for example, this is the entire market. You are targeting to a very limited kind of a market, that is a safety cars. Now definitely everybody is not going to target on the safety, because everybody knows that there is a huge segment in the market, those who are looking for a basic transportation. So most of the competitors would be there into this segment, and this segment would be having a less amount of competitors. So always company should decide the customer segment, and then they should make the product. This is what we have learned in the definition of marketing. The definition of marketing says that first decide the consumer, and then you see the need of that consumer, then you manufacture the product, and then you start serving this kind of a consumer. So marketing will become easy for you. Okay, now first thing, different pattern of a market segment. Now this is a sub point in segment marketing, so please read it very carefully. You have notes in your Google Classroom, you can refer this notes. All right, now here we are taking the example of the ice cream buyers. Fine, we have an example of a ice cream buyers, and we are choosing two variables. The variable one is sweetener, and second variable is your creaminess. All right, these are the two variables that we will be discussing, sweetness and the creaminess. Okay, now here we go. The first is homogeneous preference. Fine, on the x-axis you can see it is sweetness, on the y-axis you can see it is the creaminess. All right, homogeneous preference. Now by the terminology, you itself knows that what homogeneous means. Homogeneous means similar kind of a needs, that almost all the consumer are having similar kind of a needs. Fine, if somebody asks you, and they ask you that what kind of a ice cream you like, for example 20 customers are been asked, So everybody, X1 said here, X2 said, okay, sir, I like this much creaminess. Somebody said, I like this much creaminess and sweetness. All right. So somewhere down the line, everybody is nearer to have this kind of a ice cream. Now, what a company will do while launching a product, definitely they will launch their ice cream in middle, so that what will happen here, so that everybody can be targeted with a similar kind of a product. All right, only one product would be launched and all the needs of the customers can be targeted. So that is known as a homogeneous preferences. All right, one product for everybody. I'll repeat it, one product for everybody, that is known as a homogeneous preferences. Okay. There are few terminologies here you should take care in mind, would be similar and the cluster around the middle of the both sweetness and the creaminess. As I just said, we'll be launching product over here somewhere in the middle, so that all my customers are been targeted. Okay. Second, diffused preferences. Now what is diffused preferences? Diffused preferences means when you ask to somebody that, sir, what is your preference of the creaminess and sweetness? So no one was nearer, everybody was far. Fine, everyone was far, no one answered in a near segment. Now when I am launching my product, what would happen here? What would have happened here, that where should I launch my product? So definitely I'll be launching my product where I'll be getting high amount of a customer with high amount of a profit. All right, see, now read here. The first brand, I'm reading from here. The first brand to enter the market is likely to position itself to appeal most people. A second competitor could locate next to the first brand and fight for the market share. For example, Pink One has launched its product first, and second comes the Purple company. So where he'll be launching, so he'll be launching somewhere here, so that he can take all the market share of the competitor one. This is competitor number two. All right. This is the basic strategy of Burger King. Normally, Burger King likes to launch its store near the McDonald's, because McDonald's work very hard to get the customer footstep, and there is a high place. All marketing has been done. So what a Burger King has to do, he just have to run away with the campaign at a lower price product, and all the customers of the McDonald's would definitely try to shift from the Burger King, from the McDonald's to the Burger King. So these are the certain kind of example that you can see when there is a huge diffused preferences. Fine, there is a huge diffused preference in the market. All right. If you want to see kind of an example here, definitely it would be a fast food. Somebody may like spicy, somebody may like kind of a Chinese, or somebody would like dosa. Edible market, if you talk about, so it's highly diffused market. All right, but in this particular example we are talking about the ice creams. Okay, now third is a cluster preferences. The diagram is here. This is a diagram of the cluster preferences. Fine, sweetness and the creaminess. Now if you see this diagram very carefully, what is there over here on x-axis and y-axis? Some customers said, okay, I like this. Some customers said, I like this. Some customers said, I like this. All right, now here this is not diffused, this is cluster. Cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster number 3. Now if I am a marketer, what I would do, fine, if I want to launch my ice cream, what I would do, let's read over here. Fine, the first firm in the market, okay, let's just say I'm reading from here. The first firm in the market has 3 options. At my position the center, hoping to appeal all the groups. Fine, what first option I have? Maybe first option I have, I can launch my product somewhere here, so that I can get 1 also, I can get 2 also, and I can get 3 also. This is first choice, but may not be the advisable one. So what one can do, it might position the largest market share. This is important. He may target the largest market share, concentrated marketing, that is known as, for example here, which is the largest one, I can see this one. Fine, he can target this particular segment to have a much profit. If the firms develop only one brand, competitors would enter and introduce the brand in the other segment. For example, if I am competitor number 1, and I came somewhere here, I came somewhere here, and my competitor number 2 would come somewhere here, and my competitor number 3 would come somewhere here. Fine. But if he is a wise one, what he can do, he can come in center. Fine, someone would come in center and he can target all the market segments. All right. So that completely depends on the marketer, what he's trying to do. All right. Now let me repeat it. This we have done under which point number 2 only, that is segment marketing, and we have understand the different patterns of the market segment. Okay, now we are moving towards the point number 3, that is your niche marketing. Point number 1 was what? Mass segmentation. Point number 2 was what? Segmentation, and third is your niche market. All right, now what is niche market? Niche market is something where the choice of a consumer is very specific. There are less amount of a consumers, and the profit of this segment is very high. Fine, there is one example given over here, that there is a manufacturer of a cigarette, and he is specifically manufacturing the cigarettes for the heart patients, those who are suffering from the hypertension or those who are having a heart disease. He would be selling this product specifically to them only. So this segment is very kind of a niche segment, and there would be a high amount of a profit in this kind of a segment, and that is known as a niche segment. Fine. So let's read it. Say for an example, I can give here one example also. Puro salt, for example, which is selling at a very high cost at 100 rupees a kg, and it is specifically made for a luxury segment, and the people, those who are having some kind of a hypertension or those who are diabetic, so that becomes a kind of a niche segment. So there are two characteristics of niche segment. First, there will be a lesser amount of a consumers, and the profit of this segment will be very high. All right. Okay, then comes the fourth one, that is known as a individual marketing. Now individual marketing is also kind of a customization. As I said it, I'll be talking about I would be talking about a pyramid. Fine, this is a kind of a pyramid, I can say. The first is your mass segmentation, second is your segmentation, third is your niche. Now here I am talking about an individual one-to-one customer I am talking about. So this is known as a individual marketing. Example you can read here. A Rolls-Royce provides cars for the luxury segment, but within that segment also there are different needs of the consumers, like color, interior, etc. So for this reasons, Rolls-Royce provide 40,000 color combinations for the consumer selection. Now this is a customization, this is a tailorization, this is also known as a tailorized marketing or a customized marketing, where each customer is been treated as a personal customer, and his needs are been taken care of personally by the companies. Fine. Similar kind of a thing has been done by the Nike also. It has been done by the BMW also. They specifically design cars for a specific kind of a consumers. All right. Next one is your self marketing. This is bit interesting one. This would be really surprising you over here. Self marketing is a concept where people do not get influenced by the salesman. Today the normal habit of a consumer is like what? If he wants to buy something, for an example, if you're looking for a mobile phone, you'll definitely go on Google, or you'll go on the gsmarena.com, and you'll try to search something that okay, which phone is a better one, which is the best phone. So if you select your phone at your home only, you just go to a shop and you may say him, okay, I need this kind of a phone. But now, as you know, there are online marketing, there are online shops like Flipkart, Amazon, and there are n number of online portals. You can directly order them. So none of the salesman was trying to influence you. Your decision is purely your decision. So this kind of a marketing is known as a self marketing. You yourself is a decision maker. So this is known as a self marketing. Okay. Now next is your super segment. Okay, now super segment is a kind of a product where I can say that there is a single product, but that single product can be segmented into two or more different kind of a segment. For an example, a set of a segment sharing some exploitable similarity. Perfume manufacturers target to modern woman rather than only working woman or a rich woman. Both segment have a similarity of attempting to obtain the independent identity. Fine. Now what a perfume manufacturer is doing, he is trying to sell his product to the rich woman also, and he is trying to sell his product to a working woman also. So both of them have a similar identity, that is independent identity. So this becomes more profitable. So that is known as a super segment. In nutshell, when a company is trying to sell a one product into two different kind of a segment, that is known as a super segment. All right. We'll be concluding here today. In next lecture, we have our another answer that would be your basis of segmentation of a consumer market. So in case you have any doubt regarding this segmentation, levels of segmentation, you can ask in Google Classroom. Till that, what you need to do, just you need to identify some examples in each of them, and you can drop your answers in Google Classroom. Fine, you can drop your answers in Google Classroom with your name within under the discussion head, so that we can analyze it whether you have understood in the right format or not. All right. In any case, you can just drop an email also. You know my email ID. It's hola@duaginfo. All right. See you.